Good morning, guys. So I'm in my kitchen right now making breakfast. Time is not on my side today, but it's all good because there's always a way to figure it out. So literally my phone is on top of a protein powder bottle with a mug behind it to hold it in place to be able to look at me. The inspiration for today's vlog is I saw, and sorry if it gets loud, I'm gonna cook bacon. I saw a video from Gary Vee talking about psychological warfare, and this young woman who doesn't want to go to college, she has like a business idea she wants to start. Her parents, who are immigrants, want her to go to college because they see that as the success here in America. She explains the scenario to Gary Vee, and she says, what should I do? And Gary Vee says, do your own thing. The opposite of what people hear, because basically people always say stuff like, or think that they should make their parents happy or somebody else happy. So Gary Vee says, do your own thing. But he says, but you can't take from them. Like, if you're living with them and they're paying for, I don't know, your life or college, then you can't tell them no. I mean, that makes sense, right? So you have to move. Because he goes, basically, you'd be a spoiled brat living with them and defying them. And that was a great way to put it. I was like, that's darn right. But the video made me think about how much do we do because we're scared to go against what our parents think, our friends think, society thinks, like what is normal. Like, how much weirder is living without a credit score? Can you get weirder than that? That's pretty weird. So it made me want to talk about people pleasing. And I had talked before about the fear of man, like that we all have it, that we all have, even if it's just a little bit, even if we've tried to detrain it out of us for so many years, we all have that thing inside that drives us to make certain decisions because we wonder what will people think, or we don't even know that the root of our decision was to not disappoint somebody else, versus what are your goals, what are your desires, what are you built for? Like, people pleasing can rob you of your destiny because you literally carved out a path that you thought was the one that would make other people happy, which, by the way, you cannot control anybody else's happiness. There's nothing you do will be good enough. I've experienced this in my life. If you are manipulated into feeling that the things you do affect somebody else's happiness, it will be a goal that always moves and you'll never be able to meet it because you cannot make anyone else happy. The person responsible for their own happiness is themselves. So basically you are responsible for your happiness and not anybody else's. Trying to drink fast and then I'm like half joking. No, but I just wanted to touch on that because I want you to take a breath, take a moment, think about the last few decisions you made. What were the motivations behind it? Think about the decisions you want to make, like as in the goals that you have or the vision that you see for your life. And just sit down, think about it for a second, think what the motivations are behind it. Like, are you going to college? Why are you going to college? Are you going to college because you actually really have a desire? And college is an example because Gary Vee used it. That you really have a desire to do something in particular? Here's a challenge. What if that thing, what's the fastest way for you to do that thing? If you want to be a nurse, you need to go to college. Okay. But if you want to do something in particular and you lay out that thing, are there ways to get there with certifications, with other avenues? Think about that, because you might be going to college just because you think everybody else should go, or you think it validates you that you're smart. you know, and you'll be a peer versus a certification person is down here, when really you could get the same job, so you didn't waste all that time and all those all that money, right? So anyway, I just want you to think about that. What are your motivations behind the decisions you've made in the last few years? I mean, you could recount your whole life if you want to. I kind of go that far, but I'm just trying to give you something easier to do, easier homework. And the goals that you have, the vision that you see for your life, that perfect picture of your life, is it influenced by the opinions of others that you're trying to get somewhere or have something or look a certain way? Think about that. Think about that. And then be real with yourself. We've all done it. There's nothing wrong with you if you're like, yeah, that's a place of insecurity for some reason, or sorry about that, a call came in and interrupted. So again, look at yourself, see where it could be coming from, some of these desires, this vision that may not really represent you. Like I was about to say, insecurity, even jealousy, or picturing what you think is perfect with somebody else. So be real with yourself, see where the root of that is, and once you do that, now start to try to sit down and say, well, what do I really want? What is my desire? What is my dream for my life? And obviously, if you're married, you know, you have to take into account your partner because it's a partnership. But think about, what is the dream? What is the vision that I have for my family, the future of my family? Where do I want to live? What do I want to be doing? What do I envision my kids doing? Whatever. But yeah, take some time and dig, see what the root of some of your goals are. Like, ask yourself some tough questions and weed out what is people pleasing, weed out what is because of the expectations of others, even society, even what people expect you to do, and literally try. It's not easy, but like, say, what do I want? What does that look like? So work on that. This is really important because I gotta tell you, more people than not aren't aware to the degree they have been influenced and controlled by others, or by what society calls normal, the normal path. There's no normal path. We are in a culture today where things look and sound a certain way, but that's just because it's the culture of today in America, per se. It's every other nation has its own culture and different way of things, the way they work. But there's no path. What's your path? If you want to model somebody else and do exactly what they did, how they did it, you're going to fall short, because that somebody else was built for that. You're built for something. You have your own unique purpose. So take a moment, be real with yourself, don't beat yourself up, but notice now. You'd rather notice now and make tweaks now than 30 years from now, 20 years from now, and you live a life of regret. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. So be real with yourself. Be real with yourself and make some tweaks. You know, a plane that changes its course by 1 degree was headed to New York, will end up in, I don't know, North Dakota over time. You know what I'm saying? Tweaks that then change the whole course of your life. But be honest with yourself and make some tweaks. Have a great Thursday. And today is my Financial Peace University class. Tomorrow, unless something very motivating that I have to talk about, which happens, but tomorrow I should be talking about today's class. Bye.